my channel. Today's video is going to be a little different. I've been listening to Carly now for, I guess, a few months, and just hearing her videos and exposing her, and I kind of want you guys to understand why I do what I do. And when she was talking yesterday in her video, again, like her fourth or fifth video, she's deleted quite a few, but just going on about her asthma and her almost dying, where she's almost died like 5 times, 10 times. I just had enough. She's constantly playing the victim, trying to garner sympathy from everybody, and always thinks that she has it so much worse than everyone else. And I had enough. So like I said, I spoke to my husband. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this because on the internet, you never know, and you really don't want people in your life. But I want you guys to understand why I do what I do, a little bit about my life, and I want Carly to understand that she may think that she is like had it harder than anybody in this world, but she hasn't. She's never taken the time to put herself in other people's shoes, and she constantly has to play the victim, and I'm over it. So today's video is kind of a serious one, and I'm gonna let you guys into my life. I hope I don't scare anybody away. I just want you to understand a little bit why I do what I do. So let's get started with the video.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. We're gonna just go with this video. I'm not gonna stop it. I'm just gonna talk. I wanna tell you all,
Even out of the gate, Carly, you're trying to make this a sincere video of look at me, I'm a victim, look at all the horrible things I've been through. Then you take the time to check your hair. Really?
what is going on, and plus some stuff that you don't know about me, but it's not gonna be as personal. So I dyed my hair, and it's still wet from me washing it, so I'm waiting for it to dry. Let's get started. Okay, as you all know, I'm Pamela Darling, or Pamela Ann on YouTube. And I'm Pamela Ann 84 or Pamela Ann 14 on TikTok. I will be changing my name after 14 days.
Carly, ask us if we're surprised. Nobody is. If YouTube allowed you to change it sooner than every 14 days, you'd be doing that too. I think you just enjoy creating the new banners and just having something different each time. The story of you're speaking to your grandmother from beyond the grave and her telling you to use her name, and it's lies. You told that story as another way of trying to get people to feel, oh, look at her, she's honoring her grandmother and what a sweet, sweet person she is. No. You said every time, but after using your grandmother's name, I'm never changing it again. I'm honoring my grandmother. This is what she wants. We all knew you'd be changing it. Everybody knew. And the next one that you choose, that's not going to be the last one either. It's something fun for you to do. But
Fresh, the start to new me. I'm gonna do me. I'm not gonna care about anybody but my fans and my subs and my family and my friends.
maybe people would believe you, Carly, if this wasn't like the 20th, 30th time You've said that. I don't think you really know what it means to be honest or a good person. In my country where I'm from, your word is everything. When you say you're going to do something, you mean it. People could go on a handshake. I mean, trust is such a powerful thing. When you trust somebody and you believe in someone, that's a to me that's an amazing thing. But there's not too many people left in the world that you can trust. And with you, I don't trust anything you say. You have lied about so many things. And not just that you've lied, you're just a cruel, mean person. I mean, every time I watch you and when I see you, even with your mods, yelling at them and just being nasty, it literally turns my stomach. But in more of this video, people are going to find out why, but you're just not a nice person at all.
Um, I'm 39 years old, and I just want to talk. I know there's a lot of, stuff going around about rumors about me and stuff, but it's not going to stop me from living my best life. I'm a good person.
As many times as I and other creators have said to you that you do not get to tell others if you're a good or bad person. That's something that other people can feel for themselves, can judge for themselves. You don't go around telling someone, I'm a beautiful person, I have a good heart. No, that's for others to feel from you or think about you. We don't think that of ourselves. That's not how that works. But I don't I don't understand how even in your own head you've seen the videos we've all put out. You've watched yourself yelling at people, screaming at people, and you still can think to yourself, I'm a good person. I have a good heart. No, Carly, you don't. And you're not.
Um, I just want to let you all know about my mental health. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I had a breathing problem. Before I had her in the hospital, I couldn't breathe very well because she was laying on my chest to where near my ribs or near my where you can't breathe very well. And that caused my lung to not really collapse, but it was about to. And the cord was wrapped around her neck, and they told me that if we didn't get her out soon, she wouldn't have made it. So my daughter's a dream maker. She's my inspiration. I love her very much.
The one thing I can say is I don't doubt you love your daughter. I don't doubt that. However, let me tell you my story, Carly, okay? Try putting yourself in other people's shoes. And let me tell you my story. I've had asthma as long as I can remember. Always had my albuterol, always had my um, different inhalers. And um, while I was pregnant with my son, normal, everything was fine. Um, when it got to the ninth month, well, the third trimester, they said he was going to be a big baby. I was born at 7 pounds, my brother at 6 pounds, my husband at 6 pounds, my mother, my father, 6, 7 pounds. My son was going to be 8 pounds. They roughly said he'd be between 8 and 8.5 pounds. That was a big, big, big baby. I'm only 5'4", and when I was pregnant with my son, I was around 132 pounds. Today, I'm around 146. Um, when I gave birth to my son, I was in labor almost 18 and a half hours. When I was finally ready to give birth to my son, they were having problems of him coming out because he was such a huge baby, and they knew this. Well, my doctor wasn't the one on call that night, it was another doctor. I was the first delivery that she had ever done. I didn't know this. She didn't want to do a cesarean. She opted straight for vacuum extraction. So it took almost 4 hours. They finally got my son out, and the cord was wrapped around his neck 3 times. As she pulled my son out, she choked him to death. They said my son was dead for almost 3 minutes. They were worried about brain damage and many other things we were told that we had to watch as he was growing up. Thank God he's fine. He's so smart. He's just a blessing. But not only that, all the attention was pretty much focused on my son after they got him out and were trying to revive him. I stopped breathing. I was bleeding out, and I guess I was out or dead for a little over 2.5 minutes. They finally brought me back. After all was said and done, my son was cleaned up. He was brought over to me. I literally passed out. They wheeled me to my room. I woke up hours later. They brought my son into my room, and my husband noticed that his left arm wasn't moving it. And we asked the nurse. His shoulder had been dislocated. So, needless to say, what should have been a beautiful experience with my first child, not only that, it took 6 years to have my son, was a nightmare. But once all said and done, I had my beautiful, beautiful boy, and he is my entire life. So I'm sorry what you went through with your daughter, but you have to understand there are many, many women who have gone through maybe similar or something more horrific. You never, ever know what the next person has gone through.
She's my best friend, and and you know, the only thing I have.
That is where you and I disagree. And this is my opinion. If any other mom feels differently, I respect her opinion. But as far as my husband and I, our son is not our friend. He is our child. I, we raise him, we nurture him, we care for him, we teach him, but we're not his friend. He has his friends. I want him to see me as his mom. We have, my son and I are super, super close. I respect him, he respects me. We could talk about pretty much anything, but he knows he is my child. He has his friends that he can be silly and talk about other things with, but it doesn't mean that there's any different feelings or anything that just because we're not friends. But I think with you it's a little different because you haven't raised your daughter and you see her once or twice a week or whatever it is. So you see her as a friend. And like I said, this is my opinion. I'm not trying to upset any other mom or make any other mom mad at me. If anybody out there sees their daughter or son as their friends, I respect that. This is just how we raised our son. I don't want to be his friend. I want to love him. I want to be his mom. I want him to understand that I am here to teach him, to guide him. If he ever needs anything, he knows his father and I are here. And he knows he can talk to us about anything. But as far as friends go, I just, maybe it's a cultural thing. I don't know. But that's my son, not my friend.
And and you know, the only thing I have. Then after I had her, I lost a lot of blood. And they told me that I would have been fine. And then I wanted to be a famous singer before I had her. I was going to college to pursue my dream as a singer, taking singing lessons to be a famous singer. But I chose to have my daughter instead. My daughter is the best thing that ever happened to me and will always be the best thing that ever happened to me. You want to say hi, Pear?
And I can say I agree with you on that. My son is the absolute, him and my husband are the absolute best things that have ever happened to me. I don't know where I'd be without either of them. But I still don't understand, and it's not my business. It's really nobody's business, but I don't understand how you don't have full custody of your daughter. If, I mean, I'm glad you don't, and take it for what it's worth. You can barely take care of yourself. I can't even imagine how your daughter would be if she was raised by you. And you can take that as me being mean or whatever. It's just the truth. The way you are, if she were in the same house with you, listening to your screaming and your yelling and the way you do your try to do what you think is a sexy dance and rubbing all over yourself and exposing your breasts, and that's just sickening. Ugh. I'm glad your mom has custody. Let me just say that.
Hello. And now um, I have been diagnosed with a lung condition.
Carly, please explain to me what now I've been diagnosed with a lung condition means. You say you've had asthma as long as you can remember. That is your lung condition. What new lung condition have you been diagnosed with recently? Do you have COPD? I don't understand now what that means. If you've had asthma as long as you've said, that is a lung condition. I'm very confused. I don't know if you're just messing it up or if you're trying to exaggerate and make yourself sound like you have more problems and, oh, poor little me, I'm a victim. Feel sorry for me. I don't understand that.
To where it's hard for me to breathe. I can't walk far anymore. I can't do activities. I can be outside, but I have to wear a mask because if I don't have a mask on outside and the pollen's really bad, I could have another attack.
If hay fever causes your allergy or your asthma attack, which it's very common, there's a high percentage of people who suffer with both allergies and asthma, and pollen can make an asthma attack come on. How come in with my computer have to I can't save a lot of stuff, so I can't pull up receipts. But there's videos of you walking with Freddie, and you've deleted them too, so walking with Freddie to the park or to the store. You're live streaming, talking to us, no mask. So if it's that bad to where you could almost die from it, where's your mask?
I remember it was in May. It was about three, 3 to 4, 3 to 2 weeks. No, it was 3 weeks ago. On Sunday, I was walking to the park. Coming back from the park, my lips were burning really bad. I knew something was going on. I was sitting down because I needed to take a break. I must have overdid it.
I'm not sure if this is the same thing or not, but if it's what you're referring to, it's called blue lips. There's not enough oxygen in your blood, so there's poor circulation, and your lips will turn blue. There can be slight tingly sensation or burning. With mine, like I said, I've had asthma as long as I can remember. And years ago, I was also diagnosed with COPD. So uh, what I have is both. And I've had that where it's happened. My husband noticed my lips are turning blue, and then where I'll get chest pains. I'm gasping for air, and I'm usually rushed to the emergency room. Um, but is like with your asthma and everything else, Carly, there are people out there who not probably, could have it worse than you, might not have it as bad as you, or the same as you. Like I said, I also have asthma. I am stage 3 COPD. My life has been extremely shortened. So, in another 10 years, 15 years, when you're still around with your asthma, I probably won't be here. And also, many years ago, I was diagnosed with syncope. I pass out all the time for no reason. And I've ended up in the emergency room many, many times of hitting my head, having a mild concussion. And then about a year or two ago, I started getting seizures. When my syncope, I would pass out, usually right before I'd start seizing. I don't do it every time, but it has happened quite often. And I'm not saying this, Carly, by no means. I don't want sympathy. Oh, oh, poor pretty little lies. Oh, that's so sad. No, I'm not a victim. It's not poor me. I am saying all this because I want you to understand there are millions and millions of people that suffer with so many different illnesses. Some not as severe, some chronic, some terminal. You don't have every illness, every disease, every disability there is, and have it much worse than everyone else. So please stop doing that. It is so gross. It's so wrong that you do that because you don't know who you're affecting by doing that. It's like you're mocking so many people.
And I was calling my mom because I was scared. I didn't know if I should call 911. I called my mom and she said, "What's going on?" And I said, "I can't breathe."
Okay. You can't breathe, so you call your mom and you're able to tell her you can't breathe. That makes no sense, Carly. When I have my attacks, I literally can't breathe. I can't speak. I, but you were able to call your mom.
So I had an allergy attack, an asthma attack, and anxiety attack all in one. I almost died that day. I was so tired and shaking and just really weak. The doctors told me that if my fiance wasn't there, I probably wouldn't have made it. Or if I didn't call my mom right away, I probably wouldn't have made it.
So you did or you didn't go to the hospital? You're very vague about your stories, but regardless, you were having an asthma, an allergy, and an anxiety attack all at the same time, and you were able to call your mom and tell her you can't breathe when Freddie could have called. And then the doctors told you, uh, I guess we're assuming you went to the hospital, that you could have died. What is this, the fifth, sixth, seventh, 10th time you almost died?
My asthma is so bad that going outside, I have to be very careful because walking anywhere from like my apartment or my home to like the store, I have to take like breaks, breaks until I feel better. Um,
It's funny though, in the videos that you've had in the past, you're live streaming. You never stop. You keep walking. You're not out of breath. You're not coughing. You're not wheezing. It's like you don't even have asthma. But you have it so severe, you have to do 3, 4, 5 videos showing us your inhalers and talking about your albuterol and your nebulizer. And Carly, a grown adult, doesn't call their nebulizer Nebby. That's that's very childish. But anyway,
I have to wear a mask when people smoke cigarettes. I have to wear a mask when um, I'm outside. I can't walk very far like I used to anymore, so it's hard for me to go to the park. Like, even if I want to go to the park, that's gonna have to be like planned ahead of time because if I plan it, um, like out of random and don't even have it ahead of time on the calendar, then I won't know what my attacks are. I feel like my attacks will keep going and going. So
I'm sorry. What? So you know when you're about to have your attacks, so you plan your trips to the park around your attacks? Is that what you're trying to say? Because I'm extremely confused by what you just said. You have to put your walks to the park on a calendar so you can plan your attack. What? Is it just me, or does that makes no sense? And you have the past month or whatever, you've had 2 videos of you walking to the park. No mask, live streaming, no breaks, straight to the park. No coughing, no wheezing, talking normal. But we'll go with whatever it is you said.
I have to plan my day. I take an asthma medication for the rest of my life. I'm on it until a doctor tells me I have to be off of it. I am on a really strong allergy pill, Allegra, the prescription, not over the counter, but like the prescription kind, antibiotic kind.
I think what you're referring to, Carly, is fexofenadine. And yes, it is a prescription, but it's not an antibiotic, it's an antihistamine. And it's not the strongest that your doctor can prescribe, Carly. Cetirizine is, which is basically the active ingredient in Zyrtec. But just FYI.
I have 3 inhalers now. I have Flovent, and another inhaler that saves my life, and then I have another one that is like albuterol. The one is my machine. I have to take my inhalers with me. I have to take them 24/7 every day. I have to take my what is it called? I have to take my treat. I have to make sure I get treatments, medication to take with me on vacation, because I can't do a lot in one day. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. I know there's a lot of stuff going on right now, but I am proud of who I am, and I'm gonna do me, and that's that.
Well, all I can say, Carly, is that's sad to hear, because if you like who you are, then there's nothing I can say, because you are not a nice person. You're a very mean, just cruel human being. And if you like that person, you are nobody I would ever want to be friends with in real life, or someone I'd ever want to meet. And that's why I do what I do, and it makes me feel very good of getting the word out there about you and others like you.
I'm not gonna give a care about anybody, but like I said, my fans, my family, my friends, my subs, and my mods, because my mental health is not doing too well. I have to take a break and just worry about me for once, because I deserve to have 3 to 4 days to myself. Tomorrow, I am going to take a break from social media. I'm not even going to be posting at all. I'm taking a break off of TikTok, which I should have, but my Melissa wanted me to go live, which I did. Didn't go so well, but I dyed my hair.
How can you sit there and talk about something that's so serious as mental health? You're trying to come across as sincere, and then you're right into, oh, I dyed my hair. I really believe you lack emotions. I really believe you do. Because somebody who's talking one hand about their mental health and taking a break and trying to help themselves, and then, oh, look at my hair, I dyed my hair. Yeah, you're lacking many, many things, Carly.
You can't really see it because it's still wet. So I talked to my mom about going on this trip with the family, and my dad's health needs to get better, like, before we can do anything. So I'm hoping that we go do something fun. So please pray for him in the comments. Um,
I I misunderstood that, right? I had to have. Carly, are you, I replayed that clip 3 times. Are are you saying that because you want to go have fun, but your stepdad is sick, you can't go have fun? So please pray for him. That's how you worded it. Like your happiness comes first, and because your stepdad's sick, you can't have fun. So you guys pray for him so we can go have fun. If if that's truly how you feel, Carly, you're so much worse than I thought you were. I would never, ever put my happiness above any of my family members' health. And I think that's a lot why I kind of felt like a bond with Malice is in one of her videos she was talking about her mom, and I grew up the same way. My mom was a huge, huge narcissist. She was so emotionally abusive to my brother and I our whole lives. But even my mom, I would never put my happiness over her health. So I hope that's not what you meant, Carly.
I always talk to the Lord every time I go to the swings. I sit on the swing, I talk to the Lord, I ask him what I should do, what's good for me, and I try to talk to my Nana who passed away um, in 2017 from cancer. Her name was Pamela also. I'm coming out with a fresh new name for YouTube. I'm coming out with fresh videos. I'm going to try to edit more as I can. I have so much going on. I have to get my floor fixed. I'm going to have the maintenance guy come over tomorrow to check my floor because it's like coming up. I got to get him to put the outlet back in the wall, the outlet thing. I got to move my bed back. I got to move my table back. I got so much to do tomorrow. And thank God for my fiance to help me because I can't move that desk by myself. And it's a blessing for him to help me. With my asthma, I can't do much.
And as I say again, if your asthma is as severe as you say it is, how do you go on your walks? How do you dance like a nut, just bouncing around everywhere? And it's not that you take breaks. You've never taken a break and said, I can't breathe, or you start coughing or choking or gagging, gasping for air. When you take, excuse me, when you take breaks, your breaks are, oh, my back hurts, or oh, my foot hurts. It's always something, but it's never your asthma. Isn't that odd?
And I know if I would have lost maybe 20 to 30, maybe 20 to 15 pounds, I probably would have feel better. I'm doing the best I can. I walk every single day. I walk in the afternoon, the evening.
So, how is it, Carly, with someone who claims to have severe asthma, you're able to do all this walking and all this dancing? Is it as severe as you claim that it is? I don't understand. I take a few steps sometimes and I'm gasping. I'm sorry about that, guys. Or if I try to walk my dog, because I love walking my dog. My dog is with me 24/7. I mean, it's of course it's my service dog, but I try to take him sometimes because I want to be outside, but with my agoraphobia, it gets hard. I can go on my porch and on the grass a little bit, but even walking him for a few minutes just in my yard, because we have a huge, like, I think it's 3 acres. I 10, 15, maybe 20 steps, and I can start to feel my chest or my lungs burning. So, with severe asthma, please answer me. How are you walking 2, 3 times a day? And then all the dancing you do. It doesn't add up.
We finally got rain today. Or, yeah, we finally got rain today. Because we haven't, like I said, we haven't had rain for a month and a half. And then it cleared up everything. I'm gonna do better with myself.
Carly, I don't even think you believe that anymore. It's just like become a normal thing for you to say. I don't think you're going to change ever. You are who you are. You're 39 years old. You're not going to change. I truly believe you like being, well, you've said it. You like the person you are. So why are you going to change then if you do like the person you are? But even so, you're not gonna. You're too old. You don't want to change. You're set in your ways. And unfortunately, the way you were raised or not raised or whatever, you've grown up to become just a mean, horrible person. And that's, I believe, who you will always be.
I'm hoping my lungs get better soon. It's better to rest than be sorry and not rest, and then I have to deal with another attack. I have these baby attacks to where I start coughing and then I'm like, okay, I'm coughing. What am I gonna do? So I haven't had a big attack since that Sunday. It was a week after Mother's Day is when I had the attack. I remember we were outside, and it was like a year ago. I remember me and my fiance were outside. We were walking, and I was so exhausted. So I came in, took a nap. I woke up, went in the kitchen. I was like feeling like, what the hell's going on, right? So I felt like very tired, and I knew something was wrong. So I had an asthma attack. I couldn't get my inhalers out of my purse as fast as I usually get them out, and I just fell to the ground. My heart gave out.
Oh, wow. Your heart gave out, Carly? Really? Your heart gave out. You had an asthma attack, fell to the ground, and your heart gave out. So you had a heart attack at the same time, or Carly, just stop. I don't. I believe you do have your asthma attacks. I don't think you're lying about that. But girl, you exaggerate so much to try to make it sound worse than it is. Why? Why can't you just be honest and tell the story? Even if you had just a small attack and you felt you had to tell everybody to get sympathy or whatever your reasoning is, why not just tell the story? I had a small attack. Sorry about the train, guys. I had a small attack. I'm okay though, blah, 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 and move on. But no, you have to exaggerate it. I don't understand that.
My heart was like, what do I do? I call Immediately I call Right Time before they changed it to MedStar. I think it's called MedStar. And the guy says you should go to the hospital and get some oxygen. And I said I have a machine. I can get oxygen. I'll be fine. Thank God for my machine, because if I didn't have this machine and not these inhalers that I have now, I think I wouldn't be surviving right now.
All right, Carly. So this time you had another asthma attack, can't breathe, possibly having a heart attack, according to you. Freddie's there because he's there 24/7. He doesn't work. But you, during the middle of an attack where you possibly, according to you, could be having a heart attack, you call this place, and the man on the other end of the phone tells you to go to the emergency room because, in the middle of your attack where you're having trouble breathing, you're able to speak to this man and he can understand you. And Freddie doesn't call because why, I don't know, but you're having an attack, possibly a heart attack, according to you. You're able to speak clearly to this man. He tells you to go to the emergency room. You tell him, no, I'll be fine. I have my nebulizer here. Does that make any sense to you, Carly? Why do you have to exaggerate your stories? We know you have asthma, okay? I don't doubt that you have asthma. You've shown us all your inhalers and what, 3, 4, 5, 6 times now, videos you've even deleted. We know you have asthma. It doesn't make anybody feel sorry for you. Millions and millions and millions of people have asthma. I guess that's why you feel you have to exaggerate the story to make it to where you're more of, oh, poor Carly, she's been through so much. That's just sick. It's so gross that you do that, Carly. Just stop. Tell your story and then end it. You don't have to exaggerate every story. That's one of the reasons people laugh at you, Carly, because of your ridiculous, just absolutely insane stories. We all know it's not true. You're the only one in your head that believes it. Or it's not true. You're just trying to get people to feel sorry for you. But either way, this is one of the reasons people make fun of you over this stupid shit that you do. And another reason people don't believe you, Carly. That is one thing I cannot stand, is someone who lies. Just be honest. It's not a hard thing to do.
And having PSTD on top of it, diagnosed with depression, sucks.
You never started saying, and it's PTSD, Carly. Post-traumatic stress disorder. And I've never heard you ever I've never heard you say that until Samantha started talking about it about a week ago, a few days ago, whatever it was. And for you to sit there and say, that you have that in depression, and it's like, it sucks, it's no big deal. You don't have it. You have no idea what it's like to have it.
I am going to the lake on Thursday to go to the birthday party. I do gotta talk to my mom about that tomorrow. I keep forgetting to talk to her about it. Walking to the lake, to be honest, guys, it's hard for me because I have to walk over the bridge and I have anxiety.
I question if you even have that, Carly. Maybe you're just scared to walk over a bridge. I don't know, but I don't even think you understand what true anxiety is, panic disorder, having severe panic attacks to where you can't breathe. I don't think you even know what that means.
I have sensory issues, and I might have autism, but I never got diagnosed because I don't look at people. I I have trouble doing that. I have trouble um, doing stuff. I have sensory issues. Um, I hate like stuff on my shirt. I like to wear t-shirts. I like to wear stuff.
Carly, I think you just watch different people and see what illnesses or disorders or disabilities they have, and you might do a tiny bit of research, and then all of a sudden that's what you have. It's so, so gross that you do that. Why can't you just be who you are? If you have a mental illness or an intellectual disability, whatever it is, if you want to tell people, that's fine. Tell it, be honest, and then drop it. It to continually keep adding more and more and more things. It's so sickening that you do that because you have no idea that the people who truly have that illness or disorder or disability, you could be affecting them. It's like you're mocking it. Just stop, Carly. As much as I dislike you, I still would never ever want you to know what it's like to really have PTSD or panic disorders or depression. You don't want that, Carly. And to sit there and act like that's something you have, I just, I know you don't. You just recently started saying it. That's not something you want, and it's not cool to say you have it or think that people are going to feel sorry for you. I don't understand why people like you do things like that for attention. There's other ways to get attention, Carly. This is not it. Just like my son was showing me on TikTok, there's so many people pretending they have Tourette's or DID, and I don't understand why people do that just to get attention. It's so, so wrong.
To wear stuff that doesn't snap. Well, I like zippers. I do have a snapping jacket, but it's just I have anxiety about that. But I think I'm too old to get tested for autism, I think. Let me know, guys. I don't know if that's my mom. So sometimes my disability gets the best of me. And I'm a truly good person.
Which disability are we referring to, Carly? Your panic attacks, your anxiety, your depression, your autism, your intellectual disability, your oh, I'm sorry, your PSTD, as you call it, because you didn't research it properly. Which disability, Carly, is getting the best of you now? So gross. Just so gross. And a good person, you are far, far from a good person.
And in person, not on the internet. Internet, everybody's not perfect. Everybody's different on the internet than in person. You could be the kindest person in real life and be a mean person online. There's two different sides of people.
Carly, I don't pretend to be something I'm not. Who I am online is the same person I am in real life. I don't make things up. I don't lie. I'm not mean to people. You might feel I'm mean to you. I don't like the person you are. I don't like the way you treat people. So I'm going to call you out on it. If you don't like it, maybe start trying to be a better person. But who I am is who I am. I don't fake things. I don't pretend to be something I'm not. Maybe that's you, and you think that we're going to believe that you're screaming and treating people so horribly, name calling. You do that online, but offline, you're just a little angel. No. If that's the person you are on online, I can't even imagine how you are when you're not online. I bet you are so much worse. But no, I am who I am. I don't change for anybody. I try to treat everybody with respect and kindness, but someone like you, no. I have I have nothing. I feel nothing for you. I, Sometimes I feel pity, but who you are and the way you treat people, I despise it. And I will do everything I can to get your name out there so people hopefully stay far, far away from you, and it's another person that you can't hurt.
I know I should stick to one name on YouTube, but I do want to stay as Pamela, but I want to respect my grandmother who passed and not do this to her, because every time I have her name that my mom gave me to use, I feel like it's making it hard enough for my grandmother to rest in peace. So I already talked to my grandmother in heaven. Um, when I'm outside, I like to talk to the Lord to see if He can give me any give me any help. And my grandmother told me don't use her name, and I respect that.
Carly, if you talk to the Lord, I think you're missing a lot of what He's saying. Because if you are truly, truly a Christian, or whatever your religion is, and you believe in God, and you do talk to God or the Lord, I guarantee He's telling you, be a better person. Stop acting and doing the things you're doing, and stop being mean to people. But you're not listening. You hear what you want to hear, if you even hear it all. And as far as your grandmother goes, now you're telling a different story, because according to you last time, you spoke to your grandmother who has passed, and she told you to use her name. And now she's told you not to use her name. Can you even keep your own life straight, Carly? I mean, seriously. That's just disrespectful. I mean, if you were going to use it, and like I told you in my other video, if you're using it to honor your grandmother, I thought that was beautiful. But now you're saying she's telling you not to use it, and just stop lying, and you wouldn't get screwed up on the things that you say. It's so easy. I don't understand. When someone lies, they have to tell another lie to cover up that lie, because they're constantly forgetting what they said. The truth never changes, Carly.
I want to keep Pamela, but I'm not going to tell you what I'm changing my name to. My mods already have 3 lists of names that I'm going to choose from. I want to do something that I haven't really used before in YouTube. I might have used his name maybe once or twice, but I'm going to come back with it. And it's a name that's an easy to spell, and I just want to make YouTube proud.
Who cares what YouTube thinks, Carly? How about making yourself proud? How about making your daughter proud, or your mom, or your stepdad? How about that? I don't do what I do to make you two proud, but be a better person. Something that, like you'd like to say, when your daughter's older, she can look back and say, that was my mom. Do something to make yourself proud, but you won't. You like the drama. You like you're starving for attention, negative or positive. You have to have the attention. Just like posting all the time when you get your 300 subs on your fairy channel, which is now changing. Um, Posting the thing, thanking YouTube and that. You don't understand, Carly. Most of those are trolls, haters, whatever you want to call them. They're only watching you because they're laughing at you. They're not true supporters, but you'll never, ever understand that. So there's no hope for you as far as I'm concerned. You're 39. You're just getting worse and worse. But there's nothing I can do.
My sister the other day, we went to go get my daughter's kitty, and she saw me wearing a mask. And she's like, why are you wearing a mask? I told her, I'm highly allergic to pollen. I was diagnosed with bad allergies and bad asthma and bad anxiety. And she's like, why are you wearing a mask? I said, the doctor said I'm highly allergic to pollen. And if I don't have a mask on and there's pollen everywhere, I will have an attack.
So you had a mask on, and your sister asks you, why are you wearing a mask? And you had to explain to a blood relative, your sister, that the doctor told you you were diagnosed with asthma, which you said you've had your whole life, allergies, and asthma or anxiety. So your own blood that you grew up with, your own sister, didn't know your diagnosis. Really, Carly? Really? Why do you have to lie so much? Why would your own sister, why wouldn't she know this? Just stop with the lies.
And I think you guys, promise you guys, you do not want it. Because the attack that I had almost risked me being in the hospital. The last attack I had, well, sorry about that. I have to edit that out.
Great job editing it out. I guess you couldn't be bothered, huh? Yeah. Busy life.
The last attack I had, I was with one of my exes. We were there was two exes of mine. We went to Ocean City.
How is that the last bad attack you had, Carly? You just got done explaining, 15 minutes ago about a horrible attack you had. The doctor told you almost died, blah, blah, blah. 3 weeks ago. On a Sunday, you remembered it. Do you see what I mean with lies? You can't keep your story straight because you always forget what you say. And in your case, you forget what you said 10, 15 minutes ago. I cannot stand liars, Carly. That's just another characteristic that you have that I hate. Oh, and was this the ex where he was like 20, 21, and you're in your 30s, mid 30s? Was that the one? Just checking.
The day before, the doctor said, "Don't go. You're not well enough." And I took my machine. I took everything I was supposed to. They said, "Stay home and rest." I ignored the doctor and went to Ocean City. Went on the the sand all the way to the water. I could not get back to the boardwalk. I was okay. I was like so out of it that I couldn't even get back to even walk back because the sand was too much on my feet.
The sand was too much on your feet. What does that even mean? Uh,
And I was like, okay, something's not right, right? So we got back to his car and we drive, and by the time we left Ocean City, it took us maybe 1 hour to get to Denny's. We got to Denny's. I called my mom on the phone, out of breath. She was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "No." She's like, "What's going on?" I said, "I can't really talk. I do not have any energy." She said, "Well, you need to go see a doctor." So I got the waitress over, and the waitress says, "Are you okay?" I was like, "No, I'm not feeling very well. My inhalers are not working. What do I do?" She gave me an ice, and a big ice with big bag. I put it on my neck, my back, and it felt so good. I was like, wow. I was so relieved. The day before, the doctor said if I didn't come in to see them, it would have been an emergency.
just to let you know, Carly, this is how much we don't believe you. My husband just went and made popcorn. We're watching you eating popcorn because we know that you're full of shit. You're making up stories. So we're watching you eating our popcorn, Carly. So continue your tragedy. Your Please continue, guys. I apologize with talking with food in my mouth. I never do that. I can't say I never do that. I'm not perfect, but I don't know. I my husband had me laughing, and I just said it, but I'm so sorry. Just talking with food in my mouth.
I take treatments at the doctor's. I take treatments at home. I got my Nebby machine from my insurance company.
Same here, Carly. I have my nebulizer, not my Nebby. I'm an adult. I don't nickname childish, silly names of things. I have my inhalers, and I have my oxygen for my COPD if things get really bad. If it gets really bad that I can't control it at home, I go to the emergency room and they give me oxygen there. And a few times they've had to intubate where they go down my throat. But you constantly acting like you have so many more illnesses, and like your specific asthma is worse than the millions of people who have asthma. It's just so gross that why do you want to play a victim? Why do you want to have people feeling sorry for you? I thought you were this strong woman, but then you do this crap where it's like, oh, guys, look at, I have all these illnesses, and now I have things that I've never heard of before, and I can't even say, but I have that too. And even my family members don't even know what I have. Just stop. You're not a victim. Your illnesses aren't more than anybody else's. It's sickening.
The day before, the doctor said if I didn't come in to see them, it would have been an emergency. I take treatments at the doctor's. I take treatments at home. I got my Nebby machine from my insurance company, and it's green. I showed you guys. It's green, and I would show you, but I'm not getting up right now. I'm not feeling good. It's green and really it's like a 30-pound machine. I call it Nebby. And you do not want to have asthma like me. It's my niece has it and I have it, and it's like I want to cry sometimes because I feel like having it sucks. So we got back to he got me back home. My Nana was like laying on the couch. She said, "Hi, how are you?" My mom said, go take a treatment." I was like, okay. The next day he came back over and brought me a movie. I went out again because I was not in good shape. Went to the mall, and I took my Nebby with me, which that was weird.
Okay, let's break this story down. First off, Carly, a nebulizer machine weighs roughly 10 pounds, if that. And secondly, you weren't feeling well, but then you went out anyway. Okay, makes sense. But not only that, you guys went to the mall and you took your nebulizer. Why would you take your nebulizer when you have your albuterol inhaler? That's your blue one, Carly. Why would you want to carry around an extra 10-pound machine? Unless, number one, you're lying. Or secondly, you did it to gain more attention. But I just don't understand. Why exaggerate these stories? Do they make sense to you in your head? Anyway, Carly, let's see what else you have to say.
And that the Nebby machine is not as heavy as I thought it was going to be. And thank God I'm okay. So the next time I was with this guy that lived in PA. And we dated for a while. We met offline. It was a long time ago. And we went to Hershey Park. The doctor told me not to leave Maryland. The doctor's like, "You're not well enough. Here we go again. You're not well enough. Don't leave." I was like, "I'm fine." So I had an old Nebby machine. That was my niece's. It's so old, it was not working properly. We tried to plug it in his truck, and it lasted maybe 2 minutes. Because my Nebby lasted 5 minutes. So I couldn't get it to work, and I was like, oh my God, are you serious? Right? So we got to the motel near Hershey. I took the medicine. Thank God I was okay. We went to Hershey that night for the Christmas decoration stuff. We went to go for Christmas, and they have it decorated. It is so pretty. After we left, I could not get back to the car. I was so tired that my legs were on fire. My lungs were not mature enough to get back to the car.
I'm not even going to try and waste my breath to attempt to break down that story. I'm just going to say it's bullshit. You're making most of that up, exaggerating. Small parts of it, I'm sure, are true, but most of it, nah. And Carly, your lungs aren't mature enough? Are you a fetus? Your lungs are mature, Carly. I'm sure there's some damage from the asthma, the coughing and that, but your lungs are mature enough. You're not, but your lungs are, Carly.
And I said, could you please bring the car around? And he was like, are you sure? I was like, let me just try to make it halfway. I could not make it halfway. I was like, bring the truck. We finally got back to the motel. I woke up and I was like, I'm better. Like, seriously, I was better in the morning. He drives me home, and after that, I was fine. Having this for the rest of your life, even if I would have lost weight or would have I have a lung condition and I have asthma on top of it. I have anxiety and I have allergies really bad.
Again, Carly, please answer me this. Like I said, I've been in the medical field almost as long as you've been alive. What the hell do you mean you have asthma and a lung condition? Asthma is a lung condition. What is your other lung condition? Don't try and research something and look it up. What is your other lung condition that you have, Carly? Because you've never mentioned anything other than asthma. Now all of a sudden you have another lung condition. Please don't make up other lies, okay? I'm just curious as to what you're talking about because I don't even think you know what you're talking. Well, we all know you don't know what you're talking about, but just stop. Stop with the lies.
Please be safe out there, guys, because you never know when an attack will come on. I have baby attacks a lot. It depends on the air quality, or it depends on, like, when we had that smoke from Canada, where it wasn't as bad as Canada or PA. I didn't even think it was going to be that bad, and it's just you should not be outside in that air quality at all if you have asthma, period. It's been pretty decent for the past few days. The rain finally washed a lot of the pollen away, but you never know. It could come back. The pollen can come back hard. Say hi, Pear. Paris wants to say hi. I have to edit this video because my camera fell.
Which, here we are with the uploaded video, and you couldn't even be bothered to edit that out. I know you have such a hectic life, Carly, so we understand.
Having asthma, you guys don't want it. I promise you. It's not worth it. Right, Paris? It's not worth it. I know there's a lot of people out there that have it worse than me. I don't say I have it worse. I have it bad.
Oh no, love. You think you have it worse than the millions who do actually have it, and you put out video after video of showing your inhalers and your nebulizer, and you talk about it every single chance you get of making sure everybody knows Carly has asthma. So, yes, sweetheart, you truly believe you have the worst case of asthma in the history of humans.
I have to carry 3 inhalers with me every day. At first, I had 1 inhaler. Then I had to go to an allergist, which I didn't stay. I did not go back because this scared me. And they gave me an emergency inhaler. I take an asthma pill every day. I take an allergy pill that is stronger than the one I used to take. And I haven't had any big attacks. Sometimes when me and him are out walking, sometimes I'm so weak I don't even feel like walking. It's hard to get around when you have asthma. It's hard. Usually,
Is it hard, Carly? Is it? But yet you seem to go out once, twice a week, maybe 3 times. Malls, all the different stores, Victoria's Secret, J.C. Penney's, out to eat all the time, walking to the park, going swimming. You seem to be doing pretty damn well with your just the worst case of asthma anybody's ever heard of. But and I'm not gonna sit here and compare, but if I could only do a quarter of what you could do. But you have it worse than anybody, Carly.
during the summertime or the springtime, I'm not feeling this way. Last year, I wasn't as bad as this year. and the pollen's going to be really bad until fall. So I'm going to have to struggle. And the doctor said if I don't wear a mask, I can't be outside. So at nighttime, yes, it's not as bad as during the day because sometimes the rain will wash it away, and the air at night makes it a little colder outside. So it makes it where I can go outside. So we usually.
Is that so, Carly? You go out in the cold air? Because most of my patients, when I worked, had their asthma attack was triggered from the cold weather. My asthma can be triggered so much quicker in cold weather or cooler weather than in warmer or hot weather. That makes no sense because it when it's cold outside or even being in an air conditioner, it can irritate your bronchial tubes. That so how you're going out when it's cooler out or cold out, that should make it worse. But okay.
Usually, I like me and him walking out at nighttime because it's cooler. During the day, it's not like scorching hot. It's like it's been like a mild spring so far. It's been like in the 80s and 70s. So I'm hoping it's gonna be a mild summer because hey Pear, because if it's really hot out, going to the pool is a great idea. But I can't really tell you much of anything. All I'm going to do is change my name on here again. I'm going to do me, worry about me, my fans, my friends, my loved ones, my family in Paris, and just not worry about anybody else.
That's funny because the video you put out, I think it was today. My internet's been out, so I have to check when it was, but was responding to Samantha. So you never just focus on yourself. You're too focused on what everybody's saying and doing because if, God forbid, they mention precious Carly, you have to go on the attack. You can't just be an adult and ignore it and do your own thing. You're checking every single one of our channels, leaving comments on our channels. Don't think I didn't see your comments. I saw them, Carly. I'm not wasting my time answering you because I know you're going to see my videos anyway. So, but you're not going to focus on just yourself. You've said this a million times. You're going to keep going and looking on all our channels, and you're going to keep making videos in response. And if you don't, I'll look up in the sky for a pig to fly or something because that would be so out of character for you. You're childish. You love the drama. You love the attention. So that's no. You'll be making videos.
And my daughter because
So your friends, your family, your loved ones, your mods, your subscribers, Paris. Oh, and then my daughter. Are you fucking kidding me? Wouldn't your daughter be the first thing that popped into your head before your cat or your mods and your subscribers? And don't get me wrong, I love everybody that watches me and has subscribed to me and left me wonderful comments. I adore all of them. But I'm sorry, my son and my husband come before anybody. And your daughter was the last thing you mentioned. Way to go, mother of the fucking year.
I need to get my mental health back on track and I need to focus on me. So please try to be kind as much as possible. That's all I ask. Even if you take my video, I'm not even going to look at your channel anymore because it's not worth it. I have better things to do than waste my time looking at channels.
Sure you do, Carly. I'm looking forward to your response video tomorrow because you are who you are and you're not going to change. Like I said, if you do, It may be a day or two, but you cannot hide who you truly are. So there will be a response. I guarantee it.
I rather I rather not waste my time. I'm not gonna let nobody control my life. I'm gonna do me, and this is who I am. And if you don't like it, then just step away and just block and just don't even pay me any mind. The more you cover me, the more you take my videos, the more you make me more famous on the internet, and more people are going to come support me because you're making me more famous. So if you don't cover me or do anything to trigger people, then I won't get as much famous as I am now.
Oh, Carly. Oh, you celebrity, you. I'm so glad in your little pea brain you think you're famous. Carly, like I've told you before, please go look up Shanny for Christ or Amberlyn Reed or Foodie Beauty. Please go look up those three Lowe's cows and you will see. Yes, they do get subscribers. Well, Shani's no longer online, but her older videos you can look at too what a Lowe's cow is. Because it's you. You're not famous, sweetheart. You are infamous. And that is not a good thing. Yes, you've gotten a few subscribers from it. They're watching you, laughing at you, Carly. You're a joke. You think people watch you because you're entertaining? You are the entertainment, Carly. People are laughing and raging at the shit you do, but you little pop princess, you keep thinking all that in your head, but you're so far from it. Thank you for making this me end this video on a laugh, Carly, because oh my gosh. Oh, Carly. Oh, um I wanted to add one. It's not the end. I'm sorry, guys. I know this is a long video. I wanted to add a little section of the other video she had done, just a clip of it, just to kind of show you something real quick.
Red Queen, no, the Queen Red Fairy Magic, which will be changing my name here very soon. I just want to come on here and say I do have bad asthma. It's hard. It's just because I want to dance and move my head. So what? And I'm going to explain to you about my depression disorder that I got diagnosed by a doctor. Please don't forget to go subscribe and give this a big thumbs up. Let's get started, y'all. Vlog time.
So this is another video she did in response to Samantha, of course, but she's changing, guys. But you're going to talk about your depression disorder, which you've never, ever mentioned before until Samantha talked about it. And now all of a sudden, you've been diagnosed with it. Which depression disorder do you have, Carly? I can't wait to see what you're going to come up with. Oh, and then after talking about something serious as depression, let's get into the video, guys. You're so sickening.
Okay, so I'm not going to say their name. I watched their video. At the end of it, the person said, we know who she is, saying that I don't have PSTD or is it PTSD. I was diagnosed by my doctor for a depression disorder. I was on medication for it.
First off, Carly, depression and PTSD, not PSTD. They're not the same. Depression is depression. And there's different forms of depression, depressive disorders. PTSD is something totally different. That is where something traumatic has happened in your life where different things can trigger it and you have such bad anxiety and stress from it and it's a reoccurring thing. You have no fucking idea what you're talking about. You heard Samantha talk about her friend, sister, whatever it was, and now all of a sudden you've been diagnosed. You're so full of shit. Just stop.
I'm getting sick and tired of people accusing me for disorders I have. I have a acid reflux disease. I have bad asthma. If I want to make a video about my asthma, I don't have 15 different videos. Count the videos before you assume. I have two videos.
You have 2 videos now. Oh, well, three, I think, now, minus the how many you've deleted, Carly? Many. So shut the hell up.
I made another one because I wanted to talk about my family. If you don't like my content, stay off my channel. I was diagnosed about a year ago. No, not a year ago. About 3 years ago that I have PSTD, or is it PTSD disorder. I have bad depression, bad anxiety, and bad panic attacks. I have bad asthma on top of it.
Works both ways, Carly. Maybe if you didn't watch and every time she goes live, you're right there to listen about everything she has to say and then turn around and make a video. Works both ways. Keep your nose out of her business and you wouldn't get upset and have to turn around and lie about everything. Again, maybe next time you listen to Samantha telling about her friend or sister or whatever it was, explaining her PTSD, maybe do a little bit more research before you start claiming you have it, because you can't even get it fucking right. It's PTSD, and it's not PTSD disorder. The D is disorder, Carly. And this is the first time you've ever talked about it. And depression, first time you've ever talked about it. So you are so sickening and such a liar. The asthma, yeah, you've told that in almost every video. But PTSD and depression, you make me sick. You really, really make me sick because you have no idea what it's like to have it. No fucking idea. Maybe instead of PTSD, Carly, you can steal mine. I have CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder. I get angry. I have a hard time controlling my emotions. I'm not very trusting of a lot of people. Maybe you can start stealing that too. Or my major depression. Do you want that? You think like it's so cool to say you have these things because you hear someone else has it and you have no idea what it is. But now all of a sudden, you were diagnosed with it. You are so, so gross.
Hey, you're allowed to dance if you have asthma. Mine is so bad that I can't even go outside.
I had to cut some of that out, guys, but Carly, right there, if your asthma is so bad that you can't even go outside because, God forbid, you could die or almost die again for the 100th time, the way you dance, if that's what you want to call it, the way you move around in your living room, sometimes you're just so fucking out of control and dancing and just running around like a chicken with her head cut off. Not one time, sorry, not one time have you stopped because you couldn't breathe or you were coughing, or have you ever said, I have to take a break because of my asthma. So stop lying. I'm sure you have asthma. No one's doubting that. But to the extent that you say you have it, no. No.
And please stop putting me in your videos. Nope. I don't have to show you the paper to prove that I was diagnosed. I don't have the papers. My mom does. Why don't you call my doctor's office and ask for yourself?
Gladly. Who do I call? And don't be stupid, Carly, and put your doctor's information online. But still, you're full of shit.
I'm not saying it because of other people. I'm saying it because I was diagnosed. Get the facts straight before you assume and accuse someone.
Why are you getting so defensive, Carly? Because you know you're lying? The facts are you never, ever mentioned depression or PTSD up until yesterday or the day before, I think it was, after you heard Samantha talk about it. You've never said it, ever. Now all of a sudden you were diagnosed 3 years ago. You can't even remember that. Stop the lying. Everybody knows you're full of shit. And it is so, so disgusting that you're doing this. Well, guys, she pretty much ended the video just going on about her asthma another 50 times, which we've heard it. This video I know is quite a long one. I didn't add a lot of the little cutesy little edits of different things. I just wanted it to kind of be more of a excuse me, a serious video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, if you could leave a like, comment, and maybe a subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for anybody who made it this far to the very end. I appreciate every single one of you and all your support. It's been so amazing. Thank you so much, guys, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye, guys.